basically at cost. But I don't plan on doing, I think the rule I gave the merchandiser was nothing less than 30% off, just so we can protect our margins, period.
Do we keystone everything?
Everything is Keystone.
Right.
Everything is Keystone.
Page 10.
Yeah, I give a small discount when they buy a dozen golf balls.
When I look at the inventory, then you add those up. The bags, balls, gloves, headwear, ladies wear, men's, shoes, miscellaneous. It's down 25% from last month. So you're getting stuff.
We're moving.
You're moving it.
Moving it out.
We're moving.
That's good. That's good.
When's the new stuff come in?
You're going to start to see some new stuff come in November, December, and then the bulk of things will come in that first part of January.
And and this is just a thought. I know in the past, we've always done a sale over Thanksgiving weekend. I don't know if you want to do that, get rid of some of the stuff, slightly discount some other stuff. I don't know, but that's something that was usually done.
We got a pretty cool approach for the residents this holiday season with special orders. We got a couple great vendors that got some great programs that will be able to get special orders, good discounts for the residents, but I don't have to hold any of the inventory.
Okay.
We got some good approaches for some holiday stuff.
Okay, did the rental clubs go yet, and the new ones come in?
I'm just waiting on the golf bags themselves.
Okay.
As soon as I get the bags, I'm able to put together my new rental sets. I have a couple of clients that are interested in purchasing the rentals we have.
Okay.
I'll sell those, and then whatever's left, I'll bundle up and give back to Callaway for a credit.
Okay, very good, thank you.
And I think we're actually still working with Lucy and Jeff on how they want to do the coding on those, because again, in the past, it was something that was inventoried improperly, and we're just looking for some clarification before we start doing that.
Okay, perfect.
I got a couple other things on the financials. Since we're on the golf course, page 11. So we know now that you have 20,000 accounts receivable for GPM. Is that somewhere in the balance sheet as accounts receivable? The GPM.
Who's GPM?
PMG.
PMG, sorry.
I knew what you meant.
I didn't.
Know the program.
I thought that was a new one.
Yeah.
I think if you collect the money, it goes away. But and then, Chuck, I've got a question about the due to others. What is that? It's 35,000. It's been like that for 6+ months.
Isn't that John's payroll? No.
This in the golf course?
Yeah. So
Yeah,
page
how
11. I just
Due to others?
34,890.
yeah.
Oh, shoot. In July, that was $10. I would say that is probably payroll between, yeah, because it was $10 back in July.
Okay. Yeah, I went back to May, and it
fluctuates.
was like the same number. So it may just come in, come out.
Yeah, July 31st, it was sitting at $10.
Okay.
Okay.
The next line item there, gift certificates. So we've got nearly $50,000 in unclaimed gift certificates. And I've got some questions about revenue recognition for that. So Florida State Statute 717 requires unclaimed assets be held by a business or government entity for a period of time, usually 5 years, before it gets recognized as revenue. So if we have unclaimed gift certificates from over 5 years ago, can we start recognizing that as revenue?
Do we have records that good on the gift certificates?
So I can pull all. That's how we came to some of these numbers. We can pull all the gift certificates. We would have to individually go through them to find every individual expiration date. And then you'd just have to give me, or Jeff would have to give me a good way to actually recognize the money.
Okay.
I mean, obviously I can't just charge it to nothing.
Yeah.
Well, before we go, July of, when was COVID, 20? July of 21 was when the gift certificates were audited, and we knew what we had. And that was when the leagues began putting the money into that. So that was the gift certificates. So that was July of '21.
Yeah.
So, that would be a good starting point, because July of '21 was when, and I'm going to say August 1st, I think we started, that all leagues that paid money, they would go to the gift certificates.
Yeah, and just to clarify that, the gift certificate situation that was there, in the past, the club had used unexpiring or permanent gift certificates to fund winnings from men's and ladies leagues. And that is just not the proper system. It's supposed to be done through credit books.
Right.
And there's some weird things with the gift certificates, and when somebody would deplete one and you refilled it, you were doubling up on numbers. There was some really, really weird stuff that
When did that
does.
stop? When did the expiration date come into effect?
When did we start assigning expiration dates?
Yeah.
So when a gift card is purchased, it's always gets assigned an expiration date defaulted by the system to, I think it's like 2 or 3 years.
But can I just?
Yeah.
All right, so in the past, when you got the gift certificate, it had an expiration date, but it was never adhered to, and it was never removed from the gift certificates. Because I took one in and I said, oh, this is old, it's 6 years old. Oh, it never, I was told back then it never
Yeah.
expires. So the dates probably are not valid dates on those. If somebody comes in with an old gift certificate, and I thought we reconciled it all that summer. Jeff was here, I can't remember who else was here. But that,
The good news, Kyle, is the inventory's cleaned up. The bad news is the gift certificates are the next thing on the list, I think.
yeah.
Look, your credit book looks fun though.
And then the credit book is what? What's coming in from the leagues?
So yeah, the credit book is literally just a pool that you distribute. You pool in and distribute directly to member accounts.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's that. So it's the credit, the gift certificates, and I don't know if you have actual dates of when they were issued.
Madam Chairman, I think what we need to do is double check the statutes, whether there is an expiration date as possible.
Okay.
I mean, there's a specific statute that talks about gift certificates and credit memos, and then it goes to generally a gift certificate purchased or a credit memo issued in the state may not have an expiration date, expiration period, any type of post-sale charge or fee. Then they go on, however, may have an expiration, and they go on, so there's a number of exceptions. So the question is, do we fall under any of those exceptions?
Yeah.
And it's section 501.95 Florida statutes. So Adam, you may want to look at that, or Kyle also. I don't know if you talked with Jeff Pinder about that.
Yes.
Kyle, but that's the statute. And then it goes on to say, when you can have expiration dates, it has to be prominent. I mean, there's all these
Yeah.
conditions and criteria. So I think we need to look at that.
And I think they were, in the past, they were always told they would not expire. I mean, if we want to say from this point forward, you have to use them within X amount of years.
If it qualifies under the
If
statute.
it qualifies under the statutes. So, I mean, that's something that we have to do. And if we go back and you can see where these were purchased years ago or issued years ago, we just have to get a number of that. I don't know how we're going to do it, because they were just always given on little cards.
Yeah, those little gift cards.
So, all right, so that's something you guys need to work on, and have Tyler work on it too. Maybe Tyler
Yeah.
can
I
also.
would say that probably, that also includes like rounds that were donated for charity golf,
That's different.
all that. That's not,
different.
that's
Yep,
not under.
That is a different thing.
Okay.
That number you're looking right there, that gift certificate number, that is very specifically those white gift cards.
Okay.
Gift cards. Oh, they used to be
I
red
thought it was
too.
all.
Yeah, I don't, again, I don't know how it was done in the past. Now, when you look at the rounds reports, a gift certificate for a foursome, that's going to fall under your events and outing rounds,
Okay.
Okay,
because that's how those are distributed, is through, events and outings.
okay. All right, well, that's something that you can work on, get the group to work with you.
Yeah, for sure. Like I said, that's something that we have been
Right.
kind
I
of
mean,
in the
it's, you
process
know-
of, a lot of back and forth with them on.
Yeah. No, you guys have been cleaning up each and every little, I mean, what you did with the inventory was amazing.
Yeah, really proud of the team.
So let's work on the gift certificates. Okay. So like, when I play Wednesday, and every 3 months I give out the prizes, and I get $25, it goes into the credit books?
Credit book.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. Thank you.
You can use that for greens fees, can't you?
Correct.
Yeah,
I never wanted it that way,
I know.
for a shop.
Yeah. Well, it messes with your margins a bit, but yeah.
Yeah.
Just switching gears a little bit, page 3, special revenue fund. It looks like we lost about $50,000. A lot of that is down to building maintenance costs. Looks like building maintenance costs were almost 5 times the cost.
Yeah.
Probably has to do with the
Air conditioning.
air conditioning system in Duffy's. Yes,
Okay.
that's all I've got.
There goes our bonus this year.
John? Kyle? Is she okay with everything? Any other questions with the,
Yeah, I had the same question as Phil.
Okay.
Only I was on page 18.
okay,
Same.
okay.
Oh, 19, is that 14 bond, is that Lake, is that the banks, Lake Banks?
No, this is the
Bankruptcy.
bankruptcy.
This is the original bond, when residents paid 10 years, we paid 15.
Okay.
Refinance, and basically restructuring of the bond.
Got it.
Yeah.
However you want to say it.
And then 20, is that bunkers?
Yeah, that was bunkers.
Okay. Thank you.
That was
Yes,
the bunker project.
yes. Yeah, it was paid off last February. Great.
It should, so that page 20, Chuck, will go away starting next month, right? Because we're on a
Yeah,
new fiscal year.
Wasn't included in your budget this year.
Right.
right. Okay. All right, can I have a motion to accept the financials?
Make that motion.
Second.
All in favor?
All right.
Opposed? Okay, let's go to the minutes.
Thing I had on page 1 is 39, the email address is incorrect.
Stony Brook Estero.
It's CDD at Stony Brook Estero CDD.
Yes.
For the special revenue fund, can we show that Duffy's having that the golf rents and can were paid?
I'm sorry,
Please on
Laura?
the report so your income looks better. On this one, Chuck, I can talk to you later. On this one that showed that the golf was paid, the rents were paid.
Okay.
Okay. That was page 1, page 2. Any changes?
Yeah, line 70, what is the mat? Replacing the mat.
Okay. This transfer
Which line? Sorry.
70.
On page 2. Replacing for no clue. Doesn't make any sense.
No idea what the mat is. I remember having a conversation about something that was shared, but I'm sure it wasn't a mat.
Yeah.
The range.
No, that would be the irrigation.
Yeah, no, I don't think it was the range, Phil. Like, we're talking about irrigation fund.
Yeah.
Oh, wouldn't this make more sense if we were talking about irrigation for everything that was put out on Corkscrew Road? Because that's kind of where we're kind of talking about that. And we even talk about the 13.5 at the end.
Right.
So I think there's some...
Guys, ask which entities are responsible for replacing the...
I would almost bet we're talking about irrigation for the landscape.
I think so too, out on Corkscrew.
It seems to meld good there with...
Irrigation unit.
Because up in 64, we're talking about all the plantings and all that stuff, and then we come in here and all
Ask
of a
which
sudden...
entities are responsible for replacing the... Oh, you know what? Shared costs. Were we talking about replacing the grass in the front of Duffy's?
Was it the ADA mat? Because we were talking about a transition from the
Yes.
from parking lot to the sidewalk.
Yes.
So it must have been an ADA mat, so if we put ADA in there,
That'll make sense.
that makes more
Okay.
sense. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Phew. I'm going to go to that page. On page 4, 125, it's Tom Sarazinski. Or as everybody calls him, Tom S.
Tom S. I got this one.
There's nothing there.
323, I think that was Ms. Paul and Mr. Dalton.
Mr. Thief.
Yes.
You don't want to be Mr. Adams?
Could be.
You already have another one. Okay.
Line 197, I think it's Bellhaven, I think.
Bellhaven,
Yep,
yes.
makes sense.
Thank you. Okay. Can I have a motion to accept the minutes as amended?
Motion to accept the minutes as amended. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Tony, you're on.
Nothing to report on 9A. I've heard nothing back. I think the chairwoman has not heard anything back either.
Nothing.
And so we just, the question is the next step, do we nudge them again? So, and I guess I'm not sure I understand the hesitancy on their part of what the reason is for not signing it.
I don't know why they haven't signed it either, because I sent it off to them. And again, as I asked John earlier, I've asked several times for any receipts. Now Nicole said she sent them to Dennis, and I haven't gotten them, so I'll reach out to Dennis after the meeting and
So
find out.
if we've got a proposal to cancel and we haven't signed anything, who's responsible?
My understanding is the notice of cancellation was effective, that termination was a while back. I think October 1st, if not earlier. I have to go back and look at my notes. But the district would take care of its assets, and then the association takes care of its assets. That's how that happened. If the district does not have an agreement or an interest in the property that is to be maintained, then the district should not be spending public funds.
Okay. So at this point, we have to wait for the agreement to be signed, because at this point,
Yes.
we have nothing. Okay.
Just go-
I'll nudge Dennis again.
And I guess the question, is there any articulatable reason that you're aware of as to why they won't sign it, or?
I have no idea. And I mean, John was here earlier and made no comments, yea or nay. So I don't really know. Okay, update on the exhaust system in Duffy's.
Yes, you'll see some documents and some materials in your packet.
Hey, real quick,
Yeah.
do you mind just going back? I thought the striping, signage, and traffic fell under us. Like, I see this table now.
No,
No,
HOA hangs on to that.
okay, keep it.
That's in, oh, that's one of the,
It's right here, the second last page.
it's in the agreement itself, it's
2A, yeah, I see that.
Roadway striping, signs, traffic, right, I have that.
So we need new stop signs and stuff like that. It's the HOA that does that, right?
Right.
Yes. Okay. Exhaust system?
Fairwise Community.
But that's if they sign the agreement.
Yeah,
Right now, we're responsible.
right. And they're responsible for the preserve until they sign it. Okay.
Whatever this says, this has been the same Excel spreadsheet, I think, it's been out there for a few months.
Unless they're waiting till
And the
the
date
very
keeps
budget.
changing, every time you print it out, it puts a new date at the bottom.
Does it?
Yes.
And I'm wondering whether holding on to this and not signing it until year end so they can keep all that money. And we haven't budgeted for any money.
We've budgeted for a year, so
Okay.
anything we get from them would be found money anyways.
Okay.
Adam may want to also take the lead on this. We have Lisa here, who's been dealing with this for a long time, as has Adam. And as you can see, I had a conversation with the attorney for Duffy's after Duffy's received the letter, my letter saying, hey, please, you need to upgrade your horsepower on the MUA and send us all the reports you have and send us the contract. And I had a telephone conversation, my email memorializing that conversation. And then I had the letter back October 15th from Mr. Kurzheim, the attorney for Duffy's. He also put a call into me last week. I've not yet returned his call. Lisa, Adam, and I are working on the response to send him reports, and I have copies of various reports today, which shows basically the AC system is working fine, but it's the volume of air, the MUA, and the return error. And did I summarize it appropriately, Adam, or not?
Yeah, I think you did.
And so what we're going to do is, once Lisa and Adam finalize the review of what the email to go out, the attorney will send that out with
Sounds good.
these reports and see if they respond and say they want more materials or not, and see if they're comfortable or happy with that. But I'll also call them and ask them what their status is and timing is for the installation. I'm going to call them to come back. But he was very pleasant, they want to get it fixed, it sounds like. They recognize that this is a property that they need to keep up.
Yes, it's a profitable.
That came across loud and clear. But then again, the attorney indicated there was some confusion as to who, on their part, as to who was to pay for what based upon past conversations.
Okay.
So I made it very clear, these are the obligations. Our letter makes it clear, so hopefully we have a defined line.
Okay.
Lisa, Adam, anything else to add to that? Please bless the email.
Okay.
And I really appreciate all the work that they put into it. And Adam has given me an education in MUAs. I always thought there were mutual understanding agreements around that.
I am so confused with that.
I'm educating myself, too.
There's some great, I'll call it 7th grade level articles out there. When I was a prosecutor, I was reminded at a conference many, many years ago that when you present a case to the jury and argue your case to the jury, present it and argue it as if you are addressing a jury of 7th graders without insulting their intelligence.
Okay.
So that's, yeah, in other words.
Best way to do it.
Yeah, I learned, one of these days, I'll tell you one of my stories about a homicide case where I did that. Anyway, that's all for now, thank you.
Okay.
I actually have a question. I mean, I guess I'd wait till last comments, but we're on Tony. I'm sure you guys might be aware or may not, but that, I guess a Waste Pro truck leaked hydraulic fluid on Brixham. I think it's just Brixham.
There's a couple streets.
Anyway, I noticed it on
Irving has
Brixham. I
Yeah.
was going over there to do some
Irving.
stuff. This is after we paid for all this resurfacing. And I don't know, I mean, I'm sure that's probably not good. I think they did some things. I don't know.
They put sand on it.
Did they come? I guess they came in afterwards. I don't know when all this
They tried
happened.
cleaning it up.
Yeah, one thing, we've experienced this in other districts, and it depends upon how aggressive, first of all, what the arrangement is. Is it a franchise with Lee County or with the Village of Estero? And that's one question.
I think it's Lee County. 'Cause
It might
it's
be
on our
Lee County.
tax.
So I think y'all paid a special assessment,
Yep.
9-level assessment for garbage, kind of like Collier County. And so then the question is who or what department is responsible for monitoring the franchise holder? And typically you contact that person and say, listen, you are the person charged with making sure Waste Pro lives up to the contract details and obligations. And whether or not there's language in there talking about what happens when they have spills or damage to property, that may be in that agreement. And we run into that, like I said, in Collier County, where we actually have a very friendly director in one of the divisions there in Collier County that was annoyed with waste management, and made waste management take a bunch of extra steps to basically mill and resurface a stretch of roadway. But that was, I'll call it an extraordinary incident. Typically, you don't get that kind of response. But I think we'll try to find out, Chuck, if you want to, or find out who the person responsible is in Lee County.
Yeah, we can do that.
For monitoring the franchises and contact them. Do we have photographs? Or is it still visible, or
It's still visible. I
Yeah.
drove, but I mean, I
are they
don't know.
papered? Is that, but what you'll also get a lot of times is, it'll fade over time, don't worry.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a lot of times the response you get from the vendor and/or the county or municipality, but there's no harm in trying. And
Okay.
seeing what kind of characteristic Lee County has with their vendor. Because those are very valuable contracts, those waste management companies.
Right.
They
Oh,
don't like to
yeah.
be told, hey, listen, when you come up for renewal and/or you bid on it, we're gonna remember all these failure to address complaints. But then again, I don't know what Lee County's relationship is with Waste Pro. Wasn't Waste Pro the one in Cape Coral that was
Yes.
a few years back? Yeah,
They're in big trouble with them,
yeah.
so.
But in general, I mean, would we anticipate that that is going to eat through the asphalt, or is it something that is it a big deal, I guess?
Usually it stains, right? I think, Chuck?
Yeah, it's a stain.
It's certainly stained,
That
but-
oxidizes out over time.
Yeah, and one of the other issues is, when the cleanup techniques is, we learned, I think also, the idea of trying to use some solvent and pressure cleaner, then it goes into the stormwater system, and that's not a recommended approach either.
Right, I guess the sand is,
If I recall correctly, that was discussed.
They were using,
After it was done a couple times.
use something like baker's soda or something weird off the shelf that neutralizes it. So,
okay. Lisa, do you have anything else? No. Okay. Phil?
We had another meeting about the golf course. We got the bond things that I got from Chuck. We're looking at a minimum of $2 million to redo the irrigation system to start with on the golf course. It's necessary.
Yeah.
It doesn't leave us with a lot of money for other stuff, if you look at those payments. And can we even afford those payments? Gordy's gonna get us a preliminary estimate on what we're discussing might cost in 6 weeks.
Okay.
We have another meeting in, what, 2 weeks?
2 weeks at 6.
So we did this December meeting. That'll be,
So,
Yeah, that'd be more, yeah, because that won't, it might even be January.
I don't think it's
because-
gonna be till January.
okay.
Because December's only a month out.
He said 6 weeks. He's got 7 different contractors
Yeah.
Okay.
that he can talk to. I just don't want to waste a bunch of time. Can we even afford this? I mean, 30-year bond. When we're redoing the golf course, what, 24 years? This would be 24, 25 years?
26.
26?
You say 98, right?
Yeah, 98. The minimum we have to do is the irrigation and regrassing.
Right, that's just,
And so what do these numbers represent?
I would say, well, my professional opinion, the minimum we need to do is the new greens.
Yeah, irrigation.
The drainage, the construction of new greens with drainage is the most important thing you have to do.
and in doing the drainage, you're talking about the
The
irrigation.
the sub drainage of the greens, because greens are, USGA spec greens, basically designed to be a perch water table, and it holds so much water and then releases it, so that way you have control over how much moisture. And that drainage, that's what we're getting flushed out right now. Jim Hill's here, because of the water. That needs to be addressed.
Okay,
So basically, yeah, but the two major, then to Phil's point, irrigation and regrassing, those are the top 3.
okay.
What do we figure it was to redo the greens? He gave us a price.
He gives us a price of about $50,000 a green, when you do it all at once.
50,000 for each green?
Yeah, if you did it separately, let's say I just had to rebuild a green and come out be $100,000. But if you come out and we did the whole project, it'd be, all materials prices like about $50,000. Because I even said to him, I was like, it's still that cost, because that's the cost it's been for the last 10, 15 years.
And then we'd have to do the putting green as well, we'd have to do
Oh, all of
that.
them. You got 20
We're
of
talking
them.
about
20.
If you don't count a nursery, you got 20 greens.
Right,
all kinds of stuff.
okay.
And I don't see how we can afford it.
Basically $1 million to do greens.
Yep.
And 2 million.
To that point alone, we have a head wall on 18 and 10 that we talked about earlier.
Yeah, that's another million.
That's $1 million that's gonna have to get replaced. That's staring us in the face.
That's why I'm nervous when I see that we're losing money on the golf course. How are we gonna afford this? And this isn't even in there.
Right.
We got a really nice copy machine.
I
Woo-hoo!
hear the Swiss sell one too, it's real nice.
Yeah.
I think,
Well, we'll have to put this off till January and see what we can do.
I know we'll save a bunch of money next year because we won't aerate. We won't have to close the course.
Yeah, and I mean, so I can give you a cost now. An aeration is roughly, for a 3-day closure for cost-wise, is about $5,000, $6,000. So, you're looking at 25,000 maybe. It's not a whole lot.
But it's a little,
But then the revenue, right? Then you add the revenue on top of it, so you may be looking at net $50,000.
I think our revenue next year will be in the $4.5 million mark.
I do too.
But that does not give us
Yeah.
That's
much room for error,
No.
at all. Or account for things like the head
Weather.
wall and
Hurricanes.
hurricane.
Damage.
Something else is gonna come at us, for sure.
Leases, the cost of leases going up.
everything's going
Because
up.
next year, I'm gonna be asking you guys for a new grinder. It's due, the one we got 30 years old, it's breaking down, and it's 800 a pop, 700 a pop. You know,
And I have to say, as much as we don't want to raise the rates, I don't think we have a choice. And people need to understand that.
and don't we have, how much is the wash pad again? 40,000?
And another cost in this that we're not thinking about is we're still gonna have some staff.
Oh, sure.
We're not gonna be getting any revenue for 11 months. It's gonna be 11 months
Right.
from start to finish. Those costs aren't added in there either.
No.
So we have to figure something. What I'm saying, because I don't know how we're gonna do it.
Well, let's wait and see what John comes in with and a Gordy, and we'll take it from there.
If it's John, it's 10 million.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want 15. I want it all.
I was going to give you 22, but if you want 15,
I want to be
take
the
15.
Pebble Beach of the
You don't
East
ask, you don't
Coast.
get, John, right? That's your motto?
Shoot for the moon, man.
That's right. Okay.
Jeff Nixon taught me that. Shoot for the
Adam,
moon.
anything?
Yeah, I've got two things.
Give us permission. I've never heard that before.
First of all, the benefit rollover that we did not go perfectly. So working with Leslie to basically take the applications and get everything properly added into ADP. Angela Hernani, who was the person responsible for getting us set up, has moved to another job. So we now have someone else from Thompson Risk helping us. The most important thing is all employees who should have coverage, I believe, have coverage. And now it's just a matter of going back and cleaning up, the payroll deductions versus, some people who are getting deducted that shouldn't have gotten deducted. I think what we're trying to do right now is just get it right. Make sure we get through one pay period, and then we go back and we reconcile those employees. So rather than doing this 20 different times, we just get it cleaned up as quickly as we can, and then reconcile and make the appropriate adjustments.
Okay.
The second thing is I reached out to Charlotte Miller from FPL. I know a lot of people in the community have been having concerns, not even in this community, but throughout Estero, Bonita Springs, Naples, and Fort Myers, about power surges and something called momentaries. I always thought a momentary was something that my mom had when she was getting ready to go through menopause. Anyway, these are all caused, I guess, with the after effects of Milton, and I'm going to just summarize what she said. The email reads, salt spray due to winds during or following a storm can contaminate electrical equipment, leading to flickers and outages. FPL is actively clearing salt water from the line equipment, especially